Hey, it's Ben. Welcome back to Oasis, Nuevas, Fuerzas. I hope and pray that you're doing well and staying healthy in these uncertain times. Today I have an interview with David Carlson of the executive team at Life Impact Ministries. So stick around, I think you'll like it.
David, tell me a little bit about Life Impact Ministries.
Well, Life Impact was started about 17 years ago by a couple that spent 25, 26 years on the field themselves as missionaries and saw the need for this kind of care that wasn't happening for them on the field. And when the Lord was leading them, I think in their mid 50s, to transition into something new, they wanted to set up what we now know as a Life Impact Oasis, where they care for Christian workers who need to come and get away and be renewed. So that's how it was started. And a lot of things have changed since then. We've expanded to 15 or 16 locations now around the world, but it's still the same basic model of oases for Christian workers.
And so, what is your role within the organization?
So I'm transitioning off the field in East Asia where we had an oasis. So the caregiving side to kind of our what we call our home office, though we don't have an office, where we're forming an executive team. And so for me, my role has been very much administrative, learning the administrative systems, and doing a lot of the back end stuff to keep the organization going. But it's with an eye, I'm also doing some staff care, and it's with an eye to a more operations director kind of role.
Well, Life Impact Ministries is something that generally puts itself under the category of member care, but many people don't exactly know what member care is. Could you just give us member care as you see it?
Right. Well, member care is a weird term. Member of what? That's kind of one of my first questions. and especially for Life Impact. The way I look at member care is it's soul health care. It is health care for the soul of the individual Christian worker. And we use that word very broadly in Life Impact Christian worker. It is soul health care. The reason why it becomes member is because most Christian workers are members of some organization and they're members of Christ's body. So
Sure.
we are caring for members who see their calling, see what they do as an expression of their calling and work, Christian work coming together. And so member care for us is, well, member care, the field. Life Impact has a unique role just in the field of member care too, but in other organizations, member care often becomes something like almost like an HR function, which isn't quite how we see it either. If it's truly soul health care, organizations are looking to take care of the spiritual health of their employees or their workers, and so it gets called member care.
Yeah, in Spanish, it's actually cuidado integral, which is integral care. And okay. I think you were kind of getting at that with the soul care. It's more than just an HR function. It's the entire person. How did you get interested in member care?
I kind of fell into it by one. It's kind of my personality. I'm very kind of pastoral by nature. I like to come alongside people more than lead them in an outright way. And so that's part of it. And I was a missionary myself for a long time in East Asia before Life Impact. And as I took on leadership roles in that very small organization, that was my natural bent as far as taking care of the staff who were under me or with me on the field. The second kind of fell into it piece is my wife, Karen, got some fairly extensive but still informal training in soul care in the ministry she was a part of with InterVarsity Christian Fellowship. So it was as we got married and I saw her perspective and her approach carried out on my team. I very much valued it and wanted to integrate it more into what we do.
what are some of the common misconceptions that you've seen about member care?
Like I said, the title itself is a bit misleading, and a lot of times it does kind of get lumped into, even by organizations, it kind of gets lumped into an HR kind of mindset, which I think most of us in Life Impact see is a pretty dangerous thing to do. You don't want supervision and member care to be done by the same person or to fulfill the same purposes. So there's supervision to make you to oversee your effectiveness in the ministry, and then there's member care, which is to shepherd your whole self. I like the Spanish term you have for it. To shepherd your whole self into wellness, so that you can carry out your calling effectively. So that's one misconception, is that it's like an HR or supervisory. And then the other I think of is that it's only crisis care, like counseling or burnout when you need it. We see member care very much as an ongoing, almost daily thing. But as far as receiving a member care sort of function in your participating in a member care sort of function, something periodic and regular, just like you would go see a doctor for regular checkups. It's that kind of thing.
And what would you like people to know about this type of ministry?
Well, for Life Impact's function in member care, what I would love people to know is that people who need this kind of care. Your pastor, your missionary, your nonprofit in your town that serves the poor, the executive director, or even the staff of those sorts of nonprofits. They need somebody outside their organization, somebody outside their everyday life, to kind of be able to look at their spiritual health, their soul, how they're doing from a third party point of view, and to be able to trust, this is confidential because it's outside of my circle and it's not going to be reported back to someone, and trust B, that this person has my best interests in mind. And that's what we in Life Impact really emphasize with the coaching training, is that we ask questions that move the guest or move the person receiving the care forward from where they are now, and really empower them to do that. We're not breathing down their necks or holding up any standard they have to meet except their own. So pastors, tell your pastor, make sure your pastor gets, churches do amazing and very essential things for their pastors and missionaries, but they need somebody outside as well, who understands them and will listen and empower them to make choices they might otherwise be not thinking about.
How can people get in touch with you? Notes of encouragement, support, something like that.
Well, you can find me at david.carlson@lifeimpact.care. On email, you can, if you are wanting to support what we're doing with Life Impact, go to the Life Impact website, the Give button. We are account 600 Emmaus Road. On the drop-down menu, that was the name of our Oasis in East Asia, was the Emmaus Road Oasis. So it still says that. But those are, any other ways you would recommend for contact?
Sure. Yeah, I will include links in the description box below. I think email is going to be key if somebody wants to send you guys a note of encouragement or something like that. And then with the Life Impact website. And the final question, is there anything that you'd like to add? Anything I didn't ask about, or anything that the Lord just maybe put on your heart during this interview or leading up to it?
Well, I want to encourage all of us to be tending to our soul health and to slow down. Maybe the coronavirus thing is an opportunity to do that. I don't know, but to slow down and listen to the rhythms of the Spirit that are often just whispers in the background until you have enough margin or space around your core focus activities of life to be able to receive, just be in a place to be receptive to hearing that voice, the voice of the Lord. It's the sweetest place we can be. And that's what I desire, not only for our guests with Life Impact, but for ourselves as a family, and for all of us who know and follow the Lord.
Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you know of anyone else who you think could benefit from watching this video, please share it with them. If you like the content on this channel, please subscribe. Now, we upload a new video every Saturday. See you on the next one.